we moved up and moved out and never looked back. We left the void in the community. And so now our children wrestle with obesity because they can't go out and play, because we're afraid of the drive-bys. So we buy them the little games and they just sit on the couch, play it all day. And one problem creates another problem, because now you come home from work trying to sustain that lifestyle for you and the family, and the children are so engrossed in the video game until they don't even know you there. McDonald's every day, 24/7, because nobody has the time to cook. We wanted into the larger community. We were tired of segregation when we wanted integration, but we went into integration without a sense of history and without a sense of self. And when we didn't know ourselves, we started trying to be like everybody else. Yeah, start trying to talk like everybody else, and started gravitating toward other things like everybody else. Before you knew, we found ourselves in this predicament like we are, and Goliath looms large. He's running rampant. Nobody sits on the front porch anymore. In fact, we are so comfortable and so satisfied with the stats that we read until we just think, oh, they're going to do that anyhow. And we're safe in North County, and we're safe in Chesterfield. And then we discovered that Goliath got him some wheels. And he ain't just staying within the 5-block radius. Goliath knows where the goodies are. Yeah. So we find ourselves trying to see what we can do. We